I own you. 3 words. The courtroom freezes. Judge Frank Caprio sets his pen down slowly. His face is unreadable. The woman who just spoke is scrolling through her phone like she didn't just detonate a bomb. Her name is Madison Whitmore, 25 years old, billionaire's daughter, and she has no idea what's about to happen. Subscribe to All Rise. This one ends differently than you think. Let's rewind 48 hours. Tuesday morning, 7:23 a.m., downtown Providence parking lot. A cherry-red Lamborghini pulls into a handicapped space. No placard, no disabled plates. The driver? Madison Whitmore. She grabs her Louis Vuitton bag and walks into a boutique coffee shop. Officer Marcus Chen is 2 cars away. He sees everything. He approaches, checks the windshield. Nothing. He writes the citation. $350. At 7:31 a.m., Madison exits with her iced latte. She sees the ticket, rips it in half, drops it on the ground. Officer Chen steps forward. "Ma'am, that citation is valid. You parked in a... Do you know who I am?" Chen pauses. "No, ma'am." "My father is Richard Whitmore, Whitmore Tech. Ever heard of it?" Chen nods. Everyone in Providence knows Whitmore Tech. The company donated $50 million to the city's infrastructure fund last year. Madison smiles. "So we're done here, right?" "No, ma'am." The citation stands. She laughs. Actually laughs. "Write another one, then. My family pays your salary." She gets in the Lamborghini and drives away. Chen stands there holding his citation book. He's been a parking enforcement officer for 11 years. He's heard everything. But this felt different. This felt like a threat. What Madison doesn't know, this isn't her first offense. Court records show 3 prior incidents. Incident 1, 6 months ago, parked in a fire lane outside an art gallery. Told the officer, "My father owns half this block." Incident 2, 4 months ago, blocked a hospital emergency access ramp for 45 minutes. When confronted, she said, "Bill the hospital. They know who to call." Incident 3, 2 months ago, parked in a residential driveway during a charity gala. The homeowner called police. Madison told responding officers, "This is Providence. We fund Providence." Each time the citations disappeared. Each time someone made a call. Each time Madison learned the wrong lesson. Money erases consequences. But this time is different. This time, Officer Chen submits a formal report. This time, the case lands on Judge Caprio's docket. Madison receives 3 summons notices over 6 weeks. She doesn't open any of them. Her assistant mentions them once. Madison waves her hand. "Handle it. That's what we pay people for." The assistant calls the Whitmore family attorney, Gerald Stone. Stone has made problems disappear for the Whitmore family for 20 years. He's never failed. He calls the courthouse. Twice, both times, he's told, "The case will proceed as scheduled." Stone doesn't understand. Usually, 1 call is enough. He tries a different approach. He emails the city comptroller's office. Subject line, "Whitmore Foundation Partnership, Court Matter." The email hints at upcoming donations, suggests a streamlined resolution. The comptroller forwards it to Judge Caprio's clerk. The clerk logs it. Everything is on the record now. Wednesday, 10:15 a.m. Madison arrives 40 minutes late. She's wearing a Chanel suit that costs more than most people's monthly rent. She's on her phone, typing furiously. Gerald Stone is already seated, looking nervous. The clerk calls the case. Docket 25-109-47. Commonwealth versus Madison Lee Whitmore. Madison doesn't look up. Judge Caprio speaks. Miss Whitmore, put the phone away. She glances up, annoyed. 1 second. Now. Something in his tone makes her comply. She slides the phone into her bag like a teenager caught in class. The charges are read. Unauthorized use of handicapped parking space. Destruction of citation. Failure to appear on 3 summons notices. Contempt of court. Madison sighs loudly. Her attorney stands. Your Honor, my client is prepared to resolve this matter today. We can pay all fines and… Mr. Stone, sit down. Stone sits. Caprio leans forward. Miss Whitmore, tell me what happened Tuesday morning. Madison shifts in her seat. I parked in a spot for like 10 minutes, got coffee. When I came out, there was a ticket. I tossed it. You parked in a handicapped space. No one was using it. That's the line. The one that always gives them away. Caprio opens a folder. Let me read you something. This is from a woman named Carol Jensen. She's 67. She has MS multiple sclerosis. He reads, I arrived at the parking lot at 7:35 a.m. for my doctor's appointment. The only handicapped space was occupied by a sports car with no disabled placard. I circled for 20 minutes looking for another accessible spot. By the time I found parking 3 blocks away and walked to the office, I'd missed my appointment. I had to reschedule. That appointment was for test results I'd been waiting on for 3 weeks. Madison stares at the bench. No response. Miss Whitmore, do you understand what you cost this woman? It wasn't personal. No, it was selfish. There's a difference. Stone stands again. Your Honor, given my client's family contributions to the city, we'd like to request… Contributions don't buy parking spaces, Mr. Stone. Of course not. But context matters. The Whitmore Foundation has… Caprio holds up a hand. I'm aware of the foundation. I'm also aware of 3 phone calls and an email from your office attempting to make this case go away. Stone's face pales. Miss Reyes, please read the email subject line into the record. The clerk reads, Whitmore Foundation Partnership, Court Matter. The courtroom is silent. Madison finally speaks. I didn't ask him to send that. Maybe not, but someone thought money would solve this. Why do you think that is? She doesn't answer. Caprio continues. Officer Chen submitted a report. Let me read his account. He reads Chen's narrative, the parking violation, the ripped citation, the confrontation. Then the quote. My family pays your salary. Madison shifts. I was frustrated. You were intimidating. Officer Chen felt your words were a threat. Were they? No. I meant we contribute to the city. By we, you mean your father? Yes. And you believe those contributions entitle you to ignore parking laws? Silence. Miss Whitmore, I asked you a question. I thought it would be handled. There it is, the confession. Caprio looks at the clerk. Miss Reyes, how many summons notices did we send? 3, Your Honor. All certified, all signed for at the defendant's residence. Miss Whitmore, did you read them? My assistant handles mail. That's not what I asked. Did you read them? No. Why not? I didn't think they mattered. The courtroom shifts. Even Stone looks uncomfortable. Caprio sets down the report. You ignored 3 court summons because you didn't think they mattered. You blocked a handicapped space because you didn't think it mattered. You told a police officer your family pays his salary because you didn't think it mattered. Madison says nothing. Let me tell you what matters, Miss Whitmore. Carol Jensen's test results mattered. She had to wait an additional 2 weeks to find out if her MS was progressing. Those 2 weeks mattered to her. Officer Chen's dignity matters. When you weaponize your family's wealth, you diminish his public service. That matters. He pauses. Do you understand? Madison's jaw tightens. Her eyes narrow. Here it comes. With all due respect, Your Honor, my family has donated over $50 million to this city in the past 3 years. Stone tries to stop her. Madison, she doesn't stop. We fund parks, we fund schools, we fund infrastructure projects. Without us, half of this city's programs wouldn't exist. Caprio's expression doesn't change. Madison leans forward. My father's foundation paid for the courtroom renovations 2 years ago. You're sitting in a chair my family bought. So yes, I parked in a handicapped spot for 10 minutes. And yes, I threw away a ticket. But let's be honest about who keeps this city running. Stone is on his feet. Your Honor, my client is… Madison cuts him off. Your salary comes from taxpayers, and my family pays more in taxes than most of this city combined. She pauses, then says it. I own you. 5 seconds, 10, 15. No one moves. The clerk's pen is frozen mid-note. Officer Chen, standing near the side wall, stares at Madison. Stone has his head in his hands. Madison realizes, too late, what she just said. Her face changes. From defiance to uncertainty. Judge Caprio sits perfectly still. When he speaks, his voice is quiet, controlled. Miss Whitmore, you own nothing in this courtroom. He lets it sit. Not the process, not the outcome, not me. Madison opens her mouth, closes it. Your father's money built parks. That's admirable. His money renovated schools. That's generous. But his money, and by extension, your privilege, does not purchase authority over public servants. He stands. The entire courtroom stands with him. This hearing is going to take a brief recess. When we return, I'll deliver my ruling. Miss Whitmore, I suggest you use this time to think very carefully about what you believe ownership means. He exits. The courtroom empties. Madison sits frozen in her seat. Stone leans over. What were you thinking? I don't know. That's the problem. Everyone returns. Madison looks smaller somehow, less confident. Judge Caprio enters. Everyone rises. He sits. They sit. He opens his folder. Miss Madison Whitmore, the evidence is clear. You parked illegally in a handicapped space, denying access to someone who needed it. You destroyed a citation. You ignored 3 court summons. You attempted to leverage your family's wealth to avoid accountability. He pauses. And in this courtroom, you told me, a sitting judge, that you own me. Madison stares at her hands. Here's what you actually own, Miss Whitmore. You own your choices. You own the consequences. And right now, you own a debt to this community. He reads the fines. 200 total. But he's not finished. Additionally, I'm imposing a restorative accountability plan. You'll complete it over the next 90 days. If you comply fully, I'll remit $500 of the fine. If you don't, you'll pay the full amount, plus an additional contempt charge. He lists the requirements. 1. Written apology to Officer Marcus Chen. In your own words, not drafted by your family's PR team. 2. Written apology to Carol Jensen. You'll explain what you took from her and what you've learned. 3. 200 hours of community service. 100 hours at the Providence Disability Rights Center. 100 hours at the city's parking enforcement office, where you'll assist with accessibility compliance audits. 4. Attend and complete a privilege and public service ethics course. You'll submit a certificate of completion. 5. Create a public service video. You'll speak directly about the importance of handicapped parking access. It will be shown in Rhode Island high schools. 6. Write a 1,000-word reflection. Topic: the difference between charity and entitlement. Madison looks up. Your Honor, I'm not finished. She closes her mouth. Additionally, I'm sending a formal recommendation to the mayor's office and the city council. I'm recommending the creation of a donor influence transparency log. Anytime a significant donor or their representatives attempt to contact the court regarding a case, it will be logged publicly and reviewed by an ethics panel. Stone's eyes widen. I'm also recommending immediate tow protocols for any vehicle illegally parked in handicapped spaces. Not warnings. Immediate removal. Caprio closes the folder. Miss Whitmore, mercy is not weakness. It's an opportunity. I'm giving you 90 days to prove you understand the difference between your father's generosity and your own entitlement. He looks directly at her. You don't own this courtroom, but you do own your next choice. Make it count. Madison completes the plan. Week 1. She writes the apology to Officer Chen. The court rejects it. Too corporate. She tries again. Better. She meets Chen at a coffee shop, the same one where this all started. I made you feel like your job didn't matter, she says. I'm sorry. You were doing your job. I was wrong. Chen nods. Thank you. That means something. Weeks 212. Madison logs 200 hours. At the Disability Rights Center, she answers phones, organizes events, and listens to stories from people who face access barriers every day. One woman tells her, I've missed job interviews because someone parked in the only accessible spot. You don't think about it until it's your life. At the parking enforcement office, Madison assists with audits. She learns how access zones are measured, how ramps are calculated, how 10 minutes in the wrong spot can cascade into someone's entire day. Week 8. She records the PSA. The first version is too polished. She tries again. This time, it's just her. No makeup team, no script. I parked in a handicapped spot because I thought 10 minutes didn't matter. But it did. It mattered to a woman who missed her doctor's appointment. It mattered to every person who depends on that access. I was wrong, and I'm sorry. The video is approved. Week 13. Madison returns to court. This time, she's alone. No attorney, no entourage. Judge Caprio reviews her submissions. The apologies, the service logs, the certificate, the video, the reflection. Miss Whitmore, I've read your reflection. Summarize it for me. Madison stands. I thought my father's money gave me permission to ignore rules. I thought because we donate to the city, I could do what I wanted. I was wrong. Money doesn't buy exemptions. It doesn't buy respect. And it definitely doesn't buy ownership of public servants. She pauses. When I told you I own you, I was trying to use my father's wealth as power. But I learned something. Real power isn't money. It's responsibility. It's showing up. It's understanding that rules exist to protect people, not inconvenience me. Caprio nods. What did you learn at the Disability Rights Center? That access isn't a favor. It's a right. And when I blocked that parking space, I wasn't just inconveniencing someone, I was denying them their right to participate in their own life. And Officer Chen? He was doing his job. I tried to make him feel like his job didn't matter because my family has money. That was wrong. His job matters. Every public servant matters. They're not for sale. Caprio signs a document. I'm remitting $500 of your fine. You still owe $700. You'll pay it over 6 months. Thank you, Your Honor. Don't thank me. Thank Officer Chen. Thank Carol Jensen. Thank the people at the Disability Rights Center who taught you what I couldn't. Madison nods. Miss Whitmore, privilege is what you're born with. Character is what you choose to build. You just started building. The policies take effect. The Donor Influence Transparency Log is implemented. 3 attempts are logged in the first month, all handled openly. Immediate tow protocols for handicapped space violations are adopted citywide. Complaints drop by 52%. Madison's PSA is distributed to 47 high schools across Rhode Island. One teacher emails the court, "A student watched the video and asked why accessible parking matters. We had the best discussion of the semester. Thank you." Officer Chen is promoted to Parking Enforcement Supervisor. Carol Jensen sends a note to the court. I received Miss Whitmore's apology. She called what she did theft of access. That's exactly what it was. I appreciate her honesty. On a Friday afternoon, Judge Caprio pins a note to the board behind his bench. Public office is not for sale, it is for service. He thinks about Madison Whitmore, about the moment she said, "I own you," about the moment she learned she owned nothing but her choices. He turns off the light. Justice isn't about punishment. It's about teaching people the difference between power and responsibility. One case at a time. Subscribe to All Rise for more. Judge Caprio stories where justice meets mercy. Should courts require community service for wealthy offenders who try to use donations as leverage? Drop your thoughts below. This is why Judge Caprio is the people's judge. One case, one lesson, one transformation.